Alafia, Alafia. Hope everybody had a good week. Um, I want to talk to you about something real quick. I think that should be my line because I'm always saying that. I want to talk to you about something real quick. But on a serious note, I want to talk to you about something real quick. But don't feel offended about what I have to say. What I have to say is very honest and true. It's about the creation of mankind. It's about the female and male energy. So let's start from the beginning. So Olodumare created Obatala. Obatala is the male Orisha, but he had some type of female aspect to him that he basically pulled off to create the female energy. In our tradition, in the Lukumi tradition, we call her Oshanla, which is the female aspect of Obatala. It is the oldest. So um, when Obatala took the female energy out of him and created male and female energy, thus splitting apart. In the Lukumi tradition, if you ever went to a Bembe that wasn't for Obatala, you will see that Obatala is in the middle of the Bembe, meaning they will sing for all the males first. When it gets to like Agayu, Shango, and then go Obatala. After Obatala, it jumps into Obanani, the females. Then they start to sing for the female Orishas. That is one of the reasons why Obatala is in the middle of the Bembe if it's not his Bembe, meaning he splits the two energies. Now, with that being said, I want you to keep that in mind. Now, we know that Obatala split the female and male energies. When Obatala split the female and male energies, he created mankind out of clay. The first mankind that he created, the first person he created was Obalufon. Obalufon is the Orisha of making metals, like fabricating it or even weaving. He is the one that taught the other people how to do it. He is also the Orisha who enforced the coitus or reproduction because of Obatala was not making no more people out of clay. So in order to keep the population going, he said in his laws that people have to people have to produce, people have to have coitus in order to make children. So, and people started to make children. When people started to make children, that's when the Ori, you pick the destiny, right? You pick the sex you want to, you pick the lifestyle that you want. You basically pick that. Nobody else picked that. So don't, and we're talking from a Babalosha's point of view, meaning we're going to stay in the circle of the Babalosha or Ialosha or the Orisha tradition. We're going to stick in that circle. We're not going to go above that. I mean, outside the realms. We're not. So we're not going to talk about science. We're not going to talk about none of that. We're just going to talk about what's in the tradition itself and how the story of mankind came about. So again, Obalufon was the Orisha who told the other people that they have to have coitus. They have to reproduce in order to populate the world. When you don't do that, you kill off your bloodline. So let's say like, a person right now, 2020, and let's say, the male, he doesn't want to have children, but he dates females, and he doesn't want to have children. When he dies, the the egg, and he has no brothers and sisters, that Egun line dies with it, the generations, because there is nobody to uplift the other ancestors. Now, I'm talking about in that bloodline. Now, he might have cousins, you know, who um who are repopulating the world, and he would have to fall on his family members, you know, the day when he passes away. So it's very important that we play our part in the reproduction, the reproducing, you know, making children. It's very important that we play that part because of our tradition, because of what Obalufon said. He said you must have coitus, you must reproduce. That is the law that he gave to the people, and that is basically one of the laws. If you don't do that, then like I said, you end up killing your bloodline. You end up killing your bloodline. There's nobody to move forward. You would have to rely on a cousin or a sister or another brother. But who's to say that that person is going to uplift your spirit? So who uplifts your spirit? If you're in a tradition, you're probably going to have godchildren. And the godchildren are going to uplift your spirit. Because when they do the Muyumba, they're praising your name. But if your godchildren don't have godchildren, then your Ile eventually will die. It's not to say, let's say your godfather, god brothers and god sisters, don't use his name or don't use your name. In the kink on my chair while y'all still alive. Who's gonna call upon you? You end up not dying, but you end up drifting away. You end up being forgotten, and that's very important. It's very important that that you reproduce, and that you keep your bloodline going, and also that you have the names of the people in your Ile, and you help them, because sometimes you just don't know if they're, your god siblings or your cousins in the religion are even saying those names, uplifting that spirit. What happens to you then? You'll never see the light. You'll never see the light, but you won't be uplifted. Every time I say the Mayumba, I'm uplifting my ancestors in the Orisa tradition, and also in the Egun. So they get that power. They get that sense that they're here to work and help me and help my children, and so on and so on and so on and so on. And it's very important that we discuss this and we have this, because some people want to know about different Orishas but don't know the fundamentals. And it's very important that we know the fundamentals and we know what we do. Unfortunately, there's people who just don't want to, I don't know, they just don't want to, they don't want to reproduce, or they just don't know, or they pick a different lifestyle. And if that's the lifestyle they picked, then so be it. And look, my mom has about 7 brothers or sisters, I think, together. Together there's 7 of them, right? Give you an example. There's 7 of them. Out of the 7 children, only 2 had children. My mother and her other sister. The rest didn't have children. What happens when my great-grandchildren can't remember those names? How would their spirit get uplifted? I can remember it, but it's my responsibility to tell my son, hey, this is your great aunt, this is your great uncle, don't forget them, put them in your Mayumba, when it's their time to go. Always remember. But there's eventually where it's going to, they're going to be forgotten because they have no children. Now, like I said, this is within the Orisa realm itself. Yes, you can call up on your ancestors. You could be like Bobo. What do they say? Bobo Ego, meaning they're saying all the ancestors. They call upon all the ancestors, and it's possible. But there's a difference between saying that and actually saying the name of the ancestor. When you say the name of the ancestors, you're actually calling that entity. It's very important that you call upon your ancestors. It's very important that you have the names. And there are some people who are, orphans. I know some people in this religion who are orphans. They don't know their parents' name. And, when they do the Mayumba, it's probably with the step-parents' name because that's the only people they know. They were raised in a foster home and they just don't know their real parents. And it's just one of those things, it's one of the, I don't know how to explain to you, it's just one of those things that some people will go through. And this is not to discriminate anybody, like I said, this is not personal. This is just a story of male and female and how we play about in this world as Babalosha, Ialosha, as Awo, Oluos, Iyanifa, and Babalaos. We all have, to learn the rules. We all have to learn the truth. If you do not know the truth, then no matter how many orishas you have, or no matter how many ceremonies you can conduct, you will never be stable. You understand? The mind will never be stable. So it's very important that we learn these things. And we learn that there is a male and female energy. Women have the female energy in the womb. Some men just think they're females, but no, you can never be a female. You can never be a Iyami, which is a witch. Now, some people are saying, I received Iyami. You can't receive Iyami. Iyami comes from the womb. Okay? The first Iyami, if I'm not mistaken, was Oshun Ibukule. She was one of the first Iyamis. I know Oromila's wife, the one that they received to give birth, some of them consider her Iyami too. But even though the witches, they call them witches, Iyami gives birth, gives life, they have the womb, okay? A male can never have a womb, okay? A male can never have that Iyami power. And it doesn't matter if the woman gives birth or not, she still has the power within her womb. Because she's a female, she's born a female, she will always have that womb. She will always have that power of, possibility being a mother if she wanted to before menopause. But she still has the power to birth life. It's the same thing with the male. The male is the testicle regions. It's where the sperm is generated. A female can never generate sperm, can never generate life. As we all know, the testicles keep generating sperms. After a while, they die and they regenerate, they die and regenerate, and so on and so on. And that is why the male, the testicles, gives the power to the male, okay? That is where he gets his energy from. There's people around this world who, like again, I'm not here to disrespect you, but you don't know your place. And that's a problem. You have to know your place. You have to respect the female and male energy. You have to respect what Obatala did. Obatala took himself apart so there can be a balance. Okay? That's what you have to understand. This is not to disrespect anyone or disrespect their way of life. Once you know the basics and once you know the foundation or the stories or the pakatis of this religion, you will fully grasp it. And you will fully understand what am I trying to say to you. So again, there's a male energy and there's a female energy. Male can never be female and female can never be male. Anybody who crosses that, you just cause problems to yourself. To be honest with you, you're causing problems to yourself. And there's some people saying, oh, the Orisa accepts me the way I am. Yeah, the Orisa accepts you the way you are. Of course. Orisa loves all human beings. Why not? What you do behind your doors, that's your business. That's not for me to say. That's not for anybody to say. That's your business. But what you don't understand is that you have to respect the male energy and you have to respect the female energy. You cannot cross. There's no way. It's already been done. Again, you were in order. You picked your destiny. You picked your sex. You did everything yourself. Okay? You did everything yourself. Nobody forced you to be a female. Nobody forced you to be a male. That was the choice that you made in order. And you come to Earth and maybe something happened to you or an issue happened and you just didn't fulfill your destiny. You got sidetracked and you let the poison of where we live here influence your mind, and you try to bring that into the Orisa tradition, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work when people like me who fully understand the basics of the basics. You have to understand the basics. You have to understand what is Jodi. You have to understand why you chose that life. You understand why did you choose to be a female or a male, and why did you choose to have coitus and reproduce. These are the destinies that you chose, but there were obstacles in life that maybe turned you left or turned you left or right, and you didn't fall through. And again, it's not to say that what you're doing is wrong. No. It's not to say that at all. It is just to explain to you that how things on earth can steer you left or steer you right just by influence or just by an issue that happened. There's a person I know in this religion who she had some problems with I think a family member that was was a pedophile basically, and that turned her off. And when it turned her off, she had a kid. I think she has like 3 kids now. She had a kid, but now she likes women. So I'm trying to figure out, well, how can you have 3 kids, but now you like women? And it's because of a trauma that she had has not been rectified, 1, or 2, she's not fully understand her destiny. And she's going about it wrong, and not going about it wrong, but she chooses a different route. And she doesn't really understand what is going on in her life, and she really doesn't understand the blessings that she had. And it's not because she chose a woman that she's going the wrong way. No. And don't put words in my mouth, because no, it's not that. It's the whole point of knowing yourself, knowing your destiny, knowing what you chose in life, and not to let somebody else's ignorance have influence of you turning left or right. Now, because of that situation when she was young, it made her turn off to guys. So every time she talks to a guy, it's like she gets this disgusting feel. She feels bad about herself. It brings back old memories. Like she's still holding on to that grudge, and it eats her, and it gives her, problems, mental problems. And it's like, well, you have to let that go, but it's hard for people to let it go, because it's telling me that the Ori or the Ajala is not stable. When Ajala sculpted the head, it's not stable. It doesn't know how to let go of that pain. It doesn't know how to move forward. And when you start to dissect things like this, and you start to understand people, you start to understand how they work. Now, let's say she didn't get into this altercation or the problem with this family member, she probably would have been dating a guy right now. You understand what I'm saying? She probably would have been dating this guy. A guy, period. And she probably would have had kids and just lived her life normally. But because of the situation where she was young, it just threw her off. But I'm trying to figure out, but if a situation happened when you're young, how you still have 3 kids? It's a fight. You can tell in her head, it's left, right. It's not stable. It's a fight. It's an ebo that she has to do constantly. It's just an ebo that she has to do constantly so she can keep her head right. But she's not thinking logically. A lot of people don't think logically. A lot of people just, I don't know what they do. I don't know. I can't speak for people, but if you don't dissect your problem, if you don't know your origin, you don't know your boundaries, you're never going to win. You're going to always, not win, but you're always going to do it boasters. You're always going to fall. You're always going to have some type of problem. And this is why I'm trying to get that for you not to have this problem, for you to walk forward in life. It's just crazy how this world is going on right now. And a lot of people don't like to talk about it because it might offend somebody, but I'm not here to offend nobody. I'm here to speak the truth. And if you don't like it, then you just need to turn this video off and maybe go to a dream world. Be honest with you, just go to a dream world, because it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. You have to know the foundations of life. You have to know the foundations of Obalufon. You have to know the foundations of Obatala, making male and female energy. You have to understand that the Iyami, the woman, is in the womb. You have to respect the womb. Whether you're male, female, I don't care who you are. You have to respect that womb. Okay, and you have to respect the male too. I don't care if you're male, female, you have to respect the testicles, that gives the semen. You have to respect that. And if you don't respect that, and you do what you want to do because you want to be like everybody else in this world, or whatever Westernized, you want to be Westernized and bring that into our tradition, it ain't gonna work with some people. It's really not. It's not going to work, and it's not going to have any validity. It's not going to hold any weight, because there are people who are going to find out the truth. There are people who are going to find out the truth and who are going to sit you down and talk to you, and you have to understand. And again, I'm going to keep playing myself again. It is not to disrespect anybody. You do what you want to do. That is your business, 100%. That is your business. I'm not here to nag on anybody or disrespect anybody. I'm just here to let you know the honest truth of the tradition, what is Obalufon, how Obatala created female energy, and where it comes from. And that all human beings need to respect it. If you cannot respect it, and you do what you want to do, and you want to evolve Western ideal with an African spirituality, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. I'm sorry. That's just one thing. I'm not having it. I'll be honest with you. If it come across me, I'm not having it. If I'm really not. I'm really not. It's just one of those things I just can't. It is what it is. You know, we have to respect the tradition. We have to respect what Obatala did. We have to respect what Obalufon did. And as a child Obatala, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to tell you no lies. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. But I'm be honest, but sincere honest, humble honest. I'm not here to do anything to make you cry or to make you upset. That is not my purpose. My purpose is to explain the truth and be honest with you so you fully understand where I'm coming from and on an educational level. So again, please do not bring this Western ideal into the Lukumi tradition. Keep it out, or even the Orisa tradition, keep it out. Okay, what you do behind your doors is your business. Keep that and do what you want to do with it. Feel free to practice, parade, do whatever you want to do. But to bring that in this tradition and think it's okay and try to Westernize our tradition, try to Westernize our belief, and delete what Obatala did and what Obalufon said, you got something coming to you. Because it's not going to happen on me. And I made a video of it. I'm making a video of it for anybody to watch. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Somebody needs to say it. People are scared. Some people are scared to talk about this subject because it's very touchy. It ain't touchy. Because you know what? This is not personal. Personal is me, sticking my finger at you and saying what you're doing is wrong. No, this is not personal. This is just to explain to you the truth of the tradition and how we practice it, to understand us. To understand that the people who are practicing it correctly, okay? We are practicing what Obatala said. We are practicing what Obatala did. We are practicing what Obalufon said. Now, if you decide not to practice that way, that's fine. That's your choice. 100% your choice. But what you have to understand is you have to understand us, the people who are practicing the African tradition correctly and not bringing any Western influence. You want to bring Western influence into this, that's your business. But don't go spreading it, because the day when you go spreading it, there's going to be people like me who's going to shut you down, and you're going to take it personal, and then you're going to want to attack us. No, you can't attack us when we know the truth. And some of us are speaking. Well, I don't know some, but I know I'm speaking about it, because I'm here to speak the truth. All right? So I wanted to touch base on that. Again, this is not here to disrespect anybody. If you feel offended, oh well. Oh well. Don't take it's not personal. It's not personal. This is the educational talk. This is the educational discussion. Feel free to contact me on Orisa the children's book, or Baba Hector Jaguna. I will post it on, and feel free to contact me. But I've lost some people. I've definitely lost some followers by speaking truth like this. But oh well. Oh well. What can I say? As long as I'm being humble about it and I'm not being ratchet or I'm not being disrespectful, hey, I'm good, right? So take care, Ashe or Dabo. Peace.